Welcome back to another edition of the Justin Time Podcast. I'm your host, Justin, and with me is my guest, Will.
My guy,
How's it going?
I'm doing well. Especially now since after the CSC or whatever they call themselves, try to make LSU look bad. This
Yeah,
clickbait nothing burger.
yeah, with their putting the football helmet on.
Yeah, look, it's all clickbait driven. That's all it is, brother.
It's the way they get views. It's the way they get the views.
I love it. It's a twofold thing. It's funny because like you said, she was the most high profile university mentioned in that article, whatever they call it. And not only that, like you said, they put the football helmet. So you got the big brand name of the university and the program.
In the especially since they came out a couple of weeks, I think it was 2 weeks ago, with it saying how the LSU football team brought in $61 million in revenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all clickbait. But I know we said last week we'd touch baseball. But how about us going in the Senior Bowl and getting MVP?
I love it, man. Just any positive momentum, especially for a guy who had a rough last year in college. Just any positive momentum is massive, and I was happy for him.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know. He said he wasn't gonna, you know, dog the LSU medical staff, but you had him like that for months. How you couldn't
Yes,
tell it was an ab injury? Why did it take you so long to figure out it was an ab injury?
that's the thing. Like I need to know more. It's just like Mascone was always saying like just that's the type of stuff. Like if it's really your core injury or anything in your core, X-ray should pick up on that. MRI should be picking up on that. They pick up on that stuff. Like
Exactly.
so, it's something you're not telling us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brian Kelly was big on playing his players if they were hurt. He's gotten in
Mhm.
trouble. He's still in trouble with the Greg Brooks thing. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, Brian Kelly could have cost that kid his pro career. Definitely didn't help him not, get healthier. But he's a class act. He didn't dog anybody. He didn't say anything. He was what LSU football needed, but didn't deserve at this point. Because when he was hurt, all the fans was yelling, "He sucks. He sucks. Get him out. Get him out." But finally we got somebody who I'm not dogging Van Buren, but finally us as LSU fans and the ones that were calling for Nuss to be sat for a better quarterback got what should have happened with, Anthony Jennings and Jordan
Mhm.
Jefferson, all that. They weren't necessarily the best quarterback. I will say
Scheme
this.
didn't help him.
I don't know if it was the scheme or not because he did look very good. I thought the future was bright when he announced he was coming to LSU because I saw what he did at Mississippi State.
Mhm.
But, I'm glad Nuss went out and balled out. But another big one that came out, how you like Pavia's Vandy gave that boy 3 extra inches. He couldn't even see over his offensive line at the Senior Bowl. And you already knew his height when he went to the Heisman Trophy ceremony, and you got all these actual 6 foot something quarterbacks and stuff, and then Diego Pavia at 6 foot is almost a head shorter than every other one of them.
That is so funny.
Yeah, and his draft stock tanked because he's got an attitude. Apparently, they caught him out at a bar before the night before the Senior Bowl, and he took
Mhm.
somebody's phone, took a picture of him, and slammed it on the ground.
Man, he was already in hot water with the Heisman stuff for just calling out the voters. I said, brother, just keep that to yourself.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
keep that to yourself.
normal people get mad at stuff and they don't complain. Why are you complaining? You lost. You lost to the national champion quarterback who came out and showed what he was made of. Not to mention, you play for Vandy. Y'all had your best season in forever. Calm down.
Probably why
I
he was
mean,
mad.
calm down. You're smart. You'll get a job.
What's his field? Where you think he's going? You already said BK he gonna work at BK. So where Pavia is going?
I don't know. At this rate, his attitude, he might end up working with BK.
Who's gonna be the fry?
I don't know. I don't know what it takes to be fry cook or the manager.
Or get the Krusty Krab?
He can go unplug the ice cream machines and tell everybody the ice cream machine's broken and charge his phone.
Every joint's a pod, brother. Gotta know your role, brother.
Oh
Know
yeah.
your job.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
I like that better.
Remember when we were in high school, Adam White used to always say that. He used to quote The Rock. He was a big wrestling fan. He always used to come in there and quote The Rock, and it was, "Know your role and shut your mouth."
But one quick thing, I know they got National Signing Day going on today. Just think we got the updated, we got the number one class as far as combined recruits and transfers, according to 247. And obviously just can't say enough of what Coach Kiffin has done to this point. We always say that you always have to put it together on the field. But just to turn the momentum around, you just building up good equity with the fan base.
Yeah, I mean, he came in here and he's doing exactly what people thought Brian Kelly was going to do, except Kiffin jokes about a fake accent and Brian Kelly uses a fake accent. But yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? He comes in here and he's got the number one portal class, and I love how Ole Miss was like tampering this, tampering that. He's tampering,
Mhm.
tampering, tampering. And what does their coach do
Of course.
with the receipts from two different schools?
Like I said last week, have fun with that.
Yeah, well, that ain't my problem.
It's the Lord.
Yeah, but hopefully, with all this talent we're getting in, he can develop it even more, or take his
Mhm.
3 stars and develop them. So that's the biggest thing. We haven't had a coach lately that developed talent.
Mhm.
All of our stars, okay, with the exception of Joe Burrow, all of our talent and our big names have been 4 or 5 star recruits when they came here.
Yeah, that just the brand alone is gonna get you higher in talent more times than not. But like we've been, I've been fans for 20 plus years. Just like there's so many great guys that were unbelievably talented. I remember Russell Shepard when we just started at Catholic. Just he was like the number one player in the country, or one of the top players at least. Just signed with us.
Yeah,
I said I knew it wasn't gonna work out because they just don't play like that. They don't tailor to the quarterback.
and back then it was before you looked at the quarterback the wrong way, or you looked at a defensive player the wrong way. I say defensive player, but if you're on the football field, you're not defensive unless you're doing something crazy midair.
Right.
But you look at that, and that was back when you could hit. You can go to the games and you can sit in a blind man can sit in the stands and know what was happening because they hit so hard. Now you don't get as many big hits. But I saw a tweet from Lane Kiffin talking about. Let's see if I can pull it up. What exactly he said? It's a good little segue. Okay, he posted a lot of stuff.
Sounds about right.
We go from one coach who posts one tweet in a blue moon when we get something good, to a coach who posts every day, 50 times a day. Here we go. February 2nd. First pitch and BR just different down here with Marucci Sports Bats. At LSU Baseball, 14-2 offense at Coach Blake Baker. It's a video. It looks like him. Maybe not him. I'm giving him too much credit. It's tiny. But maybe it is him smacking the piss out the ball. Maybe it was a home run. Yeah. But, Lane Kiffin smashes home run during LSU football offense versus defensive coaches game. Look at that. We finally got a coach that might go to the baseball game and don't curse the team and have the fans yelling to go home. But that's a great little segue into, you want to start on the 23rd scrimmage?
Let's do it.
All right, so I'll start with pitching. Hitting Newt went 3 1/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, and had 3 Ks. That's looking pretty good.
Right, for sure.
We're gonna look at this later when we start the season, and we're gonna be like, We're either gonna be like, oh, our guys can't hit, or our guys are really good hitters. In these scrimmages, this is what our pitchers did against our guys, and compare them based off of that to what I think we played Milwaukee first.
Yep, 3 games.
Be like, oh, that's what Milwaukee did. our guys are,
Who did we start off last year? Was it like Fort Wayne last year? It was the Mastodons. I forgot where they're
it
from,
was
but that
something
was the
like
year
that.
before. But the Mastodons, like I would hope for their sake that their fielding is much better. I remember
Yeah,
watching game one
real
last year.
quick.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm hoping we get a good start like that where we went 14 and nothing, 10-1, 8-1,
right, for
13,
sure.
you know. I'm hoping we get that. I would love that. But we've got these and we got Dax Dath. I think that's how you say his name. I should learn how to say his name.
We got time.
Yeah. Inning and two-thirds, 0 hits, 0 runs, and 2 strikeouts. DJ Primo, 1 inning, 0 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts.
Theophilus.
I wish they had more stats on what our defense looked like out there because I hadn't been able to make it to scrimmages. I'm not going to sit out there for scrimmage ball in 30-degree weather.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I remember when we go out the games, man. We had it was always a blast. We was freezing out there in like January, February. Gosh, it
We'd
was
have the
freezing.
Dippin' Dots challenge. Josh would get us kicked out to outfield,
Oh man, those were the days, man.
which is now the new student section. Those were the days, the good old days. I mean, I say good old days, but they don't get much better than 2 national championships in 3 years,
Absolutely, it doesn't.
and then competing a few innings away from competing to host 2 years in a row, a super regional at least,
Yeah,
you know. Then so hitting wise, you got Mason Braun, 3 for 4, Eddie Yaman, 2 for 3, Tanner Reeves, who I'm hoping comes and has a big year, was 2 for 4. Derek Uriel, 1 for 4 with a home run. Zach York, 1 for 4 with a home run. I think we're looking pretty good.
yeah.
Then
I'm
on the
on the
trying to keep
updated
up.
ones. Yeah, because like the main ones I've seen for stats wise is from the first
Yeah, I don't
like
think they had
3 years
any
ago.
sprint. I don't
Yeah, because I know it's the first and today's the fourth. So I'm looking at the LSU official website. We got scheduled. They got more scheduled this week. It
probably
should be Thursday at 2 o'clock, and Friday at
yeah.
1, and Saturday at 1.
Thursday
Oh,
they go
yeah,
Thursday, Saturday
yeah.
week. Yeah. So
I'm
from
sorry.
the 20.
Yeah, the 1:30 on Thursday. I'm sorry, I got the days. Yeah, so it's basically this whole weekend.
Yeah.
We can probably use that for next week's material.
Yeah.
So,
This week we've got Cooper Moore, pair of Coopers. Cooper Moore, 4 innings pitched, 4 hits, no runs, and 8 Ks.
mm, mm,
Cooper Williams, 4 and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, and 8 Ks.
goodness gracious.
The Coopers are putting in work. Then we've got, again, Mason Braun, 3 for 4, a home run. Omar Cerna, 2 for 3. Braden Simpson, 2 for 4. Trent Caraway, that's probably a name we're going to hear a lot, a transfer from Oregon.
Yes, yes.
I think I saw somewhere I think it was on WBRZ or WAFB, he said that he'd been batting a certain way his whole life, and he came in and he swapped away he swapped his approach, and I think he swapped some of his mechanics. So hopefully we get a good offensive year out of him because I think that's all he's missing. I've seen clips of him at third. He's going to be one of those ones we need to step up big if we're going to go back to back. So he
I
was
mean,
one
did
for three with a
and
home.
every
What you were going to say?
no, I was gonna say like you said 1 for 3, right? For with a homer. That's what you said.
Yeah, one a
Yeah.
homer.
Yeah, so just like
Yeah,
any contribution, like, I always go back to what I said several weeks back is just, one of the guys coming, with Stanfield coming back, obviously Curiel's still in the fold, just and like I've been, like I said, Caraway he's going to be like one of the big players, at least expected to be. Like I said, just any consistency from the bats. So,
yeah. So here's one from. I'll start with the pitching again. Jaden Newt, innings pitched, 3 hits given up, 5 Ks, and somebody I'm happy to see back because I think we missed his presence. It was weird not having the number 8 on the field last year to me,
hmm,
you know? Number 8 is like number 18 and number 7 for football. It means leadership, and we didn't have that on the we didn't have that on the field last year. But hopefully he's healthy enough he won't get hurt again before the season. Gavin Guidry, three and a third innings pitched, 2 hits and 6 Ks.
Love to
Then we
see that.
had yeah, I love it. Because you talk about who every year season you hear people talk about what do we need from this? Who do we need to step up? What guy's going to step up? Every championship season we have a guy step up. 23, Gavin Guidry stepped up when we needed him on the pitching staff. Wasn't practicing at pitcher. Got recruited as a shortstop and came in and told Jay Johnson, "Coach, if you need me to pitch, I'll pitch." And he recorded the last out of the national championship game and came in clutch. He had a good-ish season in 24. We just didn't meld well in 24. We couldn't do nothing right. We were like 3-15 in the SEC at one point. We just couldn't do nothing right.
Man, when I tell you, like, it was so frustrating that first half of the season. Oh my god. Oh my god. That
First
was like the
half,
worst I've seen them. Like, and I've been watching for. I haven't watched many like other older generations of Tiger ball fans, but just it was like the worst I've seen them.
I can only think of one other season where I thought, "Oh, we bad," and it was the 2007 season.
Mm,
I think it was Maneri's first year.
that's correct. Yep, because it hired in the fall
Where
of
it was so
2006. Yeah,
bad. Yeah, where we were so bad. But we've got Stephen Milam was 2 for 2 with a triple and 2 walks. Tanner Reeves was 2 for 4 with 2 walks. Braden Simpson was 2 for 5 with a double. Jake Brown 2 for 5 with a double. Daniel Harden was 1 for 4 with a home run. If I look at these names, the one in the pitching staff that I'm not seeing, but I'm hoping he will pop up because, especially after what happened last year in Omaha, you look at it, we essentially we won throughout the winners bracket. We didn't lose in Omaha at all. But that UCLA game where we played, 3 or 4 innings?
right. Because he had to burn the pitch. I was like, man, that's a terrible time for that to happen, man. But hey, it
So,
didn't affect him.
yeah, it didn't affect him. It only pumped Ison up because Ison came back for that second game of that national championship and
Mhm.
showed out. But,
Yeah, like
we're going to need a 4th starter. And I think that 4th, you need like 5. You got to have 5 guys, 4 to 5 guys who can come up there and, pitch as a starter. Especially the first 2 of the first 3 series are Friday through Monday series. So 4 games. So you need 4 starters.
that's it. Yeah.
And I think I'm comfortable with saying, like, what I got off of this a couple weeks ago. Kason Evans, Friday night, Zach Cowan, Saturday, Cooper Moore on Sunday. Now, okay, will it be Gavin Guidry who steps up and is that 4th starter, Cooper Williams, or William Schmidt?
Think about William Schmidt, like might be number 4. I mean, because that's the thing. Like the whole season in general, I'm interested to see what the pitching is altogether. Because like you lost a lot from last year. I mean, obviously you got those are elite players, so they're gonna get drafted. Ianson, of course, Cade, just Shores is such a physical unit himself. But this is where I'm focused on the most, and I'm gonna get to the February 1st scrimmage stats in a second. But I'm just eager to see what they do. Like you said, that's perfect. You said that 4 or 5 man guy, and that's not even including the bullpen. So
Yeah, you just need 4 or 5. I feel like 4 starters is solid because you normally play maybe 4 games a week,
yeah,
3 weekend, 3-game series, and then that midweek start. But I feel like you need, 4, 5, 6 guys, especially with the way the weather is down here. You
yeah.
know,
But
I mean,
that's West
we
Virginia.
might start a game. Yeah. You might start a game out. I mean, I've stayed at the box till 1 a.m. last year too many times because of rain delay. I had a great
It was a
time, but
wet
I
year
mean,
last year, man. Goodness gracious.
yeah, sure. I mean, if you start one of those games out and then rain and lightning come and you have to push it back to the next day, was it Johnson's first year was 20?
Yes.
Yeah, it was in 22. We played Ole Miss that year. They won a national championship, and what got them in the tournament to begin with is they came to LSU. We had them beat. We went in a rain delay, and then we didn't have the pitching to come back that rest of the weekend, and we got beat. You got to have 4 or 5 guys for just for those rain delay. You play in the Southeastern Conference. It's gonna be wet and rainy no matter where you go,
And hot.
and hot. And you are going to have some. And knock on wood, we don't have it this year, but you got to battle injuries too. You need 4, maybe 6, 4 to 6 guys that can start a game out and give you at least 5 good innings, and then can turn it over to the bullpen.
So, man.
But it's not all. That being said, though, it's not all on the pitching. You've got to have the defense and you got to have offense. You got to be able to play complementary baseball.
Man, that's the form. I mean,
You
that's
got
the
to do
team.
your
That's team success in a nutshell, like you said.
yeah. You got to be able to do the little things right. You don't have to be great at everything, but you've got to be great at most things and trust your guy next to you, your teammate who's next to you, to pick up where you left off.
Just
You
like
know,
when you talk about, just having the guys, just looking at February 1st scrimmage stats. From the batting, we got Seth Dardar, 1 for 3, 2 walks and an RBI. Ethan Kloss, 1 for 3, also and another RBI. Kata Rombide is 1 for
Aaron,
3. Thank you so much. That's my host, brother.
yeah,
Appreciate
Cade
you.
Aaron Beatty,
And BD,
one
okay.
for
Yeah.
three. Yeah,
I know Cade, but yeah, you got Zion Theophilus. Now I'm getting around now. Theophilus. He had pitched 3 innings and 5 strikeouts. Ethan Plog, 1 1/3 and 3 Ks. Devin Shireen, 1 inning, 2 Ks, and Grant Fondo, 1 inning, 2 Ks as well. So you're not getting guys. You're not getting.
yeah. Rand Fontenot's another one we need to come up. You know, these pitchers that have been around long enough to where they've been with Yeski for a couple of seasons now. They need to come around. Yetsy's been here for this will be his 3rd season. We pretty sure in 24 we led the country in strikeouts, and then we led the country again last year.
Yep.
Just looking at the schedule, what do you think is going to be our first big test?
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Like you said, the one that just with like the commonality in the past, you got Notre Dame, but really the ones like ULL. I remember one of the vivid memories I have of ULL. They were 12th in the country. We were number 1, and they came to the box and beat us midweek. So it was just they were. I know that was years ago, but just like I said, Vandy's always box office for me. March 13th, so a week from the start, just exactly a month from the beginning of our season, and that's going to be in Nashville. So that's the one
I
I
think one
got
of the
circled all
bigger
right
ones,
away.
yeah, I've got them circled. 2 of the bigger ones, 3 of the big ones for me is, okay, how are we going to handle the second week of the season going to the Jack's College Baseball Classic? It'll be because normally when we play these games and when we played in Texas in the past, the last 2 years, we played in 23, we played a midweek game versus Texas. Then we went to the Round Rock Classic and won that. Last year we played Dallas Baptist and
Okay.
played them in Don.
Forgot which part, but
Where did we play 'em?
let me see
Forgot
if I can
which
pull it
part.
up real quick. Yeah, let me pull it up. We played Globe Life Field. It's Arlington. Yeah, we won 7-3.
Yeah. So, if we won 7-3, we played an away game. You know, we play home, 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 5 home games, and then we go to Jacksonville. We don't have that game against the Florida, like a Texas team or a Florida team before to be like, let's see what we got before, you know? We jump straight into Indiana at 1, Notre Dame at 11, in Central Florida at 2. I will be there, and hopefully I can get some good stuff.
Yeah, I know you will. Might run into Musso too.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna run into him before then, right next to him.
'Cause
You
I
know,
enjoy the live streams.
yeah. I think Vandy's gonna be our first big test,
It's all listen. I
just
think
because
they're
that's the first.
preseason number 18 right now, which is low.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I think it goes off of a lot of how they, you know, finished last year, what they've got coming back. They didn't finish too hot last year. I remember that. Yeah, I'm not finding that
You're not giving me no updated ones.
that way. I'm not
I
finding.
know they don't do APs in baseball,
I think they do.
but not for
Let's
A.
see.
Like they don't have the AP poll in base. They got like I know Baseball America D1 baseball as well, but like
Speaking
you
of that,
got
I think the coaches poll, LSU's preseason number 1. Derek Curiel, preseason first team All American. D1 baseball. That might be something we pull up.
I got Baseball America at least from mid January. They got Vandy at 17, but I knew it was it right inside the
I'm
top 20.
looking at D1. They've got Vandy at 25 from mid January. Yeah. Here we go. USA Today Sports as LSU as of yesterday, preseason number 1.
There we go.
Group stuff.
Okay,
I
that's
like
better.
that.
Yeah, we got 15 of the 30 first place votes. UCLA got 14, Miss State got 1. Yeah, this is what I was looking at. Okay. Yeah, because they got conflicting reports. Yeah, so Texas 3, Georgia Tech 4.
They are
Then you got
really high on really high on what you call it. They're really high on UCLA,
yes.
which rightfully so. They've got a lot back.
WS finalists.
You know,
Yeah.
looking
Yeah,
at it,
Coastal down 7.
they posted the top 200 draft prospects. We've got Curiel at number 8, Milam at 84, and then Jake Brown at 136. And top 50 second baseman, we've got Braden Simpson. We've got a few good ones. Top 50 shortstop, we got Milam.
But just
Got a good team.
trustworthy player. But just yeah, it never I never get too concerned about, just the roster. Just as far as like, people talk, Scone was talking about recently, just the last year's team, you could make an argument that there was like the least talented team as far as, got pro prospects. But like you said, I mean, they're going to get somebody to contribute regardless. And because that's their history. So I don't get too worked up about that.
Yeah, yeah. Every year we have guys, pop up. I mean, look at the Maneri years. I can go on a limb and say for at least 5, no, not 5, maybe 3 years straight, we were a top 8 national seed. Depends when you get hot. You got to get hot
Yeah,
at the
of
right
course.
times.
Absolutely.
But we got guys where you got guys like Curiel, Stanfield, and Brown. Those are your 3 outfielders, hands down.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel good about them. I feel good about Caraway, Milam, Simpson, and York, and Aaron Beatty. I feel solid that that's going to be your 5 infielders. And then Evans, Cowan, and Moore, I think is going to round up your top 3, for your starting rotation. Could be
Yeah, like I
wrong.
said,
Could be wrong.
I mean, just like because
Schmidt might.
there's 2 guys make right. You can make an argument for Schmidt, but just like I said, I mean, we'll find out next week for sure. But yeah, just like I said, I'm good with the outfield and infield. I mean, I think that's pretty safe.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I like that. I like the outfield. I think the outfield might be one of the most talented outfields in the country.
Yeah, because like I mean, getting Stanfield back was massive to me. I can't say that enough. But obviously, even
One
Kirill
guy.
technically
Yeah.
more of a luxury, but
What you were saying?
I'm just saying, like, just having Stanfield back, I can't say enough how valuable that was because he was testing the waters professionally, but he was able to come back. Obviously, Curiel, just off the prospect alone, just I mean, that's some more luxury on paper for sure. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you get these guys back. Having Stanfield come back is huge. Having Curiel, Stanfield, and Brown. Moving Stanfield, being able to move Stanfield from left to, I mean, from center to left is real good.
yes, sir.
Wasn't exactly. You go see me do my hands weird, but trying to zoom this out.
Oh yeah, I saw it crept in on you.
Way too big on my.
But the Riverside, shout out to Riverside, like they zoom in on the star. Stars shine bright, brother. Stars shine bright,
Yeah,
brother. Can't help it.
but yeah, no, but we'll be back for another episode next week, and we'll talk more.
Yeah.
We'll get in more to it. But you got any closing thoughts?
Yeah, like I said, just we're gonna definitely get into more next week. We should have some more data, especially with the scrimmages for one, and then obviously next Friday is when it all starts. That's when the show starts. So it's just I'm really looking forward to another title defense. It's a luxury to have.
Yeah, and hopefully this year we can, you know, get back into it and at least make it back to Omaha. I'll settle for this season as making it back. Be the first team in a while who defending national championship at least make it back to Omaha. You become a permanent resident in Omaha. You get a good. You pretty well off. You set them boys up. The freshmen get there. They find out what it means to be there.
No doubt. Just
But like you said,
yeah.
we'll be back next week. We'll talk a little bit more of it. Then we'll get back into it, and when we do the show, we'll know a lot more. We'll know what this team has as far as seeing from live competition. And hopefully both make it out there at 1 o'clock on February 18th.
That'd be a treat, brother. Look, I gotta get back to my box, brother.
Yeah, you ain't been back in a little while.
23 on the trip, like I think it was like this regular season finale or one of the last regular season series of the 23 season. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll be back
All
for
right.
sure.
Good to be back. Let's see. Do I have a quote? I don't have another quote this week, so we'll just leave it right here. You know, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Come over to school and we'll talk baseball. We'll get into it. We'll try our best to answer any questions anyone may have. Always a pleasure, Will. Thanks for coming back on.
Appreciate you having me as always, brother. Can't wait for this season.
Oh, this season's going to be great. Like always, have a great day, a great night, great morning, whatever you have, just make it a good one. Till next time. Love you guys.
Love you, brother.